Hello and welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be showing you the continuation of the yard office build, and I'm going to be using mount card and brick paper for this. And today's video will be creating the carcass and adding the roof structure. So let's get started. As you can see, I've kept the offcuts from the previous, the mistakes from the previous build for the paint holder. Is there enough width in these pieces? And for 32mm across, I've easily got enough. So first of all, we need to mark out. Now, one of the things to do with this type of card is it's a lot thicker, and this particular card is 2mm. So 2mm thick mount card is going to be considerably stronger, but also it's going to cause a few problems for things like the door openings because the recess is going to be much deeper, but we'll have a way around that. So I'm going to do the front and the back first. As you saw from the previous video, this card is somewhat harder to cut through. We've got the back and the front, and now we'll measure the height. Another thing you need to be careful of using the scalpel with this particular ruler is that you've got to be careful that you don't lean to one side and cut a bevel. Now these pieces of mount card have got different faces, so there's a shiny side or a white side and a darker side. It doesn't really matter with this because obviously I'm going to be using brick paper, but I'm going to use the darker side as the inside. Front, back, like so. I'll move on to the end. I'm going to leave the door and the window until I've got the basic four walls cut. I need to measure 32 wide, and I should be able to get both ends out of this. Give us the centre line for the roof pitch. Line them up to make sure we haven't got it really horribly wrong. We have the basic structure. Just make sure that it does actually line up. Yep. So left hand and back go together like so. Now we know that the standard door frame is around about, or is 6'6" high by 3.5 foot wide. Right, so that's the door. Now the window is going to be somewhat different because I want to have a curved top. Now I'm just checking to see whether that does look straight. I think I'm slightly out on the top one. If I had some compasses, I could draw that radius. So I think what I'm going to try and do with this is go to the penny jar and find a 2p piece and see what kind of radius we get with that. It's probably a little bit on the high side. Tiger balm. Yep, I'm happy with that. First of all, we'll take the door. I'm going to cut halfway and then turn around and come back again, so I don't tear out on the way through. Now the tricky part, the really tricky part, freestyle cutting the curve. So part of it is finding the thing that's most comfortable. Once you've got a bit of a line going, it should stay relatively to it. Again, I'm going to do this in halves because I think if I try and pull it all the way through, it probably will rip out on this side. I'm also trying to keep my fingers out of the way. Right, there we go. That's pretty much exactly how I want it. It's not uniform, it's not completely rounded as I would have wanted, but it's close enough for a freestyle hand cut opening. Anyway, so I've got the basic structure now. Okay. So, glue up time. Okay, and we can do the back. That will go in like that. This side, I'm going to do this one first, and then hopefully I can get that together and that together. We'll use the cutting mat to make sure it's all straight, or at least as straight as we can get it. So that's about spot on really, but we'll leave that kind of as it is. So we'll just do a little quick comparison. They are about the same size, so I'm happy with that. And then next up is going to be the roof. That looks good. So I need to know the measurement for the roof. I only want about maybe 2-3 millimeters overhang. I'll cut the next part out. Time saving, I think I'm just going to mark around it, and then we'll cut it out that way. Okay, let's check we've got a similar size. And now we'll do this side. Right, happy with that. So we've got the basic carcass now. Again, if I was finessing this, I would have cut the bevels on the mount cutter to give me a direct vertical line for the roof, so it would fit together better. It would butt up against each other more. I should be able to cover that with the ridge tiles for the roof, and everything else is pretty much the standard once I get the brick paper on. The chimney will go on this side. How far out do I want it to come? So 4mm, 2 foot 8mm, halfway between middle for diddlities. I don't know whether this will work or not, but we can try. And then a tricky cut. I'm trying to do it so I can show. I don't want to put too much pressure on and yank it all to bits. Okay. Right. So that's the So what we've got there is we've got the cutout for the chimney. I think it lends itself to that. So first of all, it would be a case of glue these sides on. These two bits go on the side. Just check they are. Okay, so goes on there like so. Give it a little bit of finagling. So we've got a slight bit of overhang on the top. That's okay. That can go down there. And then the last little bit will be the bit between there. Right, I think we've got the basic structure. There's a little bit of fettling to do, and I think the chimney's far too thick. Building things helps you realise what's right and what's wrong. I'm going to leave the chimney off for the moment because I want to cover it in brick paper before I actually put it all together, and it'll be a lot easier once I've done that, because I might have to slightly shape the roof inlay. However, that's some progress for today, alongside the first version. It's funny about perspectives, because this one looks somewhat bigger than the previous one, although it's exactly the same measurements, although I think there'll be a little bit more height in the roof because the card's thicker, but it is exactly the same. So I'm going to leave it there, and then tomorrow I'm going to be doing the brick paper and any kind of painting, and also the roof as well. So until tomorrow. In the next video I'll be applying the brick paper and adding the roofing tiles. I'll also be painting the roof and adding on a base to it. If you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more from my channel, click on one of the videos on screen now, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.